Hello. In this video we're going to take a look at RFID protection. RFID, or radio frequency identification, is the technology behind the contactless credit and debit cards and even your passport. For example, if you have this symbol on your cards, they are contactless and RFID enabled. It is designed to make life easier when paying for goods. It uses the same radio waves emitted by the shop's terminal to transfer the data from your card. However, other types of readers using the same frequency waves can also read this type of RFID information. This leaves the card vulnerable to anyone with the right equipment reading your details. Information in a white paper from the University of Surrey shows that they were able to create a simple device that fitted into a backpack that could read these details from up to 80 centimetres. That's about this far away. So how would you know if your details have been scammed when someone doesn't need to come close to you to obtain them? What is more worrying is the equipment needed to do this is really easy to obtain. Even this mobile phone app has the ability to skim your details from your card, even through a pocket. So what information can be obtained? Well, there's a surprising amount of information on a card, much of which is not encrypted. The card number itself, for example, can be skimmed and used online on such sites as Amazon, where you don't need to use the 3-digit CVC code or cardholder's name to make a purchase. Some cards also store the last 10 transactions made, opening up other possibilities for fraudsters, including identity theft. We chatted to Aggie Layton, an IT and office manager, about just such an incident.
A while ago, I received a text from my bank informing me there's been a suspicious transaction. I checked my online banking and discovered a huge overdraft. When I checked the details of the transactions, it turned out they were carried out in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I had the card on me throughout all this time. So I believe my card details were stolen and the card was cloned and used without my knowledge. Of course, I was aware of fraud involving bank cards, and I was always wary of using cash machines and checked for suspicious devices. But I wasn't aware how easy it was for someone to get hold of my contactless card details. Before it happened, I didn't realize that you don't have to take a card out and actually use it for someone to get hold of your details. I do know that now, and it makes me worried that someone can get hold of my card even when it's in my pocket or my purse throughout the time. I do think that it would be worth investing in some kind of device that would stop fraudsters from getting hold of your details. The amount of money that I lost and the time and effort and anxiety that it caused was definitely not worth it. I wouldn't wish on anyone for it to happen. It's an extremely stressful situation to be in, so I would definitely do anything that I could to stop it from happening to me again.
The problem is that your card will talk to anyone with the correct reading equipment, not just a shop terminal. So the challenge here is to find a way of blocking those unwanted scans so that your card only provides information when you want it to. There's a vast array of these products on the market, which include foils, sheets, shields, wallets, card holders and active protection cards, some requiring batteries and others which don't. We decided to test these out to see what you get for your money and what level of protection you get from each. We had some tests carried out in lab conditions to test each product with a mobile phone app, a shop till terminal and an RFID reader connected to a tablet. A similar setup to what a criminal may use.
First of all, we tried simple aluminium foil wrapped around the card, using the Faraday cage method to simply shield the signal from the card. Many products use this method, but foil is the most basic way of achieving this. As you can see, the foil does provide a barrier to the card being read by these devices. However, we found that if the foil became ripped, as it did during our testing, the card could once again be read. With the constant need to wrap and unwrap the cards so that it could be used, the foil would very quickly become damaged and cease to provide any protection. Our conclusion was that whilst in a test environment we could use foil to prevent a card read, in the real world this would not be a practical solution. Next, we tested the pre-made pockets. These again operate using the Faraday cage principle in creating a physical barrier. These did provide protection from a read. We did note that these were quite difficult to get in and out of the sleeve when you wanted to use them. Like the foil, during testing, we did rip a few, resulting in failed protection. Another challenge with these RFID sleeves is that you need one sleeve for each card, and once your card is in the sleeve, it will no longer fit into the credit card slots in your wallet. Our conclusion: while a step up from basic foil, the same problems exist with this product, making it not ideal in real-world applications. The next product we tested used a sandwich technique, utilising two credit card size protectors, which must be placed around each card that needs protection. Trialling these under test conditions did work, but when the cards were misaligned, the card could be read. As you can see, when aligned, the cards are protected, but if the barrier cards become misaligned, the protection fails. However, the biggest issue we had with this is that in order to protect one card, you need to fit 3 into your wallet, which with the wallet we used proved extremely difficult. In addition, if you have several cards to protect, you would need more pairs of these cards, pushing the cost of this solution up.
So as you can see from these lab tests, although these products do offer some level of protection, the practicalities of using them does leave something to be desired. Next, we looked at the second generation of RFID products, dedicated wallets and card holders, currently the nation's favourite solution.
Next up, we tested the card holders and wallets. These work on the same principle as the previous products, by using the barrier or cage technique to physically shield the cards from RFID waves. With both of these types of product, the shielding is built into the wallet or holder. Manufacturers of RFID wallets use a very fine metallic mesh in the lining of each wallet. This means there is no need to wrap or cover each card individually, but simply place the cards inside. So, first the wallet. As you can see, with the card inside the wallet, we get no read and protection is given by the wallet. The same is true of the card holder product. We did, however, find that if the wallet was open or the card had slipped out of place, with the card now out of the cage of protection, the cards were vulnerable and we could get a successful RFID read.
So the wallets and card holders are more convenient and do offer protection whilst closed. But as with all the other products, so far, if the cards are not exactly within the cage or the wallet is opened, the cards again are vulnerable. The other thing to consider with the wallets and card holders, you are of course limited to whatever design the manufacturers have chosen. So you can't use your existing wallet or purse. So this brings us to the cutting edge in RFID protection. Active cards. This third generation technology uses a card that generates an RFID shield in the vicinity of your cards, which scrambles or blocks the incoming request to read your card. The immediate benefit of this type of product is that you can use your existing wallet or purse and that you don't need to have it sandwiched in a cage of protection. This means that these type of products work if the wallet is open or closed, as the card provides a halo of protection rather than a barrier method. There are a couple of types of cards which use batteries within the card to generate an additional RFID field, and others which utilise the incoming signal from a reader to power up their own field to block the reader. For the purposes of our testing, we've decided to exclude the cards which required batteries. With these products, you have no way of knowing if your battery is flat or not, and therefore no way of knowing if you're still protected. These cards are also very expensive at around £40 each. A product which provides active protection regardless of power is the ultimate solution. We've settled on two of the well-known bestsellers on the market, Signal Red and SkimGuard.
Although these active cards do not use batteries, they claim to have internal circuitry, like this, that includes an amplifier. The active card reacts to any incoming signal from a retail card reader or a criminal card scanner and amplifies that incoming signal, lighting up an LED embedded inside the plastic card and creating a type of electronic force field around the card. We wanted to put this claim to the test, and in particular, we wanted to see whether the size of the protective electronic field around the card was as big as the manufacturers of these cards claim. We started by testing the cheaper of the two active cards on the market, Signal Red. This was not supplied with any instructions, and we also couldn't find any on Amazon where we purchased it from. We understand this product just needs to be next to or in the vicinity of the cards it needs to protect. So this is how we carried out our tests. When we tested this, as you can see, the LED lit up very brightly when in the vicinity of the readers. So it did appear that something was indeed happening. However, on all tests, the credit card was still read by our test readers. So it appears to give no protection and failed to block the RFID signals. We did try several of these cards in case we had received a faulty unit, but all cards we tested produced the same result. Next, we tested SkimGuard Active. This was supplied with an information booklet with instructions for use, which was helpful. We carried out the same test as with Signal Red, and again we received a red LED indicating that something was happening with the card. However, this time the SkimGuard did block the card from being read. We tried having the SkimGuard on either side of our test credit card to test the field produced. Both sides prevented the credit card from being read. In the information for SkimGuard, it claims a 90mm field of protection. That's about 3.5 inches. We put this card to the test in the same way, by distancing the credit card from the SkimGuard, and again the card was blocked from being read at the specified distance. Furthermore, we did find that in some tests the distance may even extend slightly further. We tested the card when it wasn't also directly in line with the SkimGuard card in an attempt to discover the exact field that SkimGuard was emitting. It did appear that in whatever orientation we had the cards, as long as we were within the specified distances, the SkimGuard did indeed perform as specified and blocked the credit card from being read.
So there we are. Not a great result for Signal Red, but SkimGuard streaks ahead in both flexibility and protection. So where does this leave us now? Well, overall you can see from this graph, having no protection at all leaves us at a high risk to this type of fraud, as does Signal Red option, as this offered no testable protection. The other products that use the Faraday cage principle, whilst offering some protection, had their vulnerabilities. Also, they were not always the most convenient to use on a day-to-day basis. SkimGuard, however, offered this so-called third-generation protection, the latest level of protection which combines ease of use and best protection. Used in your own wallet, in a purse or in a small bag, our test shows that it will protect all your cards at once. With no batteries required and a 5-year warranty, this SkimGuard offers great peace of mind of our top pick. SkimGuard is available to purchase from various retailers, including the following. Get yours today for the best peace of mind and protection against digital fraudsters.